Welcome to the class, gentlemen. We have been talking about communications. We have been talking about various aspects of communications. We have talked of essentials. We have talked about problems. We have talked of various aspects. Today, I am going to make the full lesson into a very short form so that you are very clear in your mind what should be the objectives of communications. We are mostly concerned at the moment with the communication at the workplace. The communication involves asking questions. You ask questions. Communication involves eliciting information. Eliciting information means you are listening, you are interpreting, you are sensing, and then you are acting on that information. So, basic purpose of the process is asking questions, eliciting information, and acting on information. Now, please do remember these three things very comfortably. Communication also means to be understood, to be accepted, to get something done, to understand others. To get, okay, now let's take it to be understood. This means to communicate something across to someone else so that he or she knows exactly what you mean. This could be facts, intentions, or even feeling. Words and ideas which seem so clear by themselves can be understood in many ways by different people. Hence, it's important to be mindful about this fact and take an extra effort to consider your audience and clarify your position if necessary. So, as it stands, communication to make a person understood, you have to not only be clear, but you also have to see what the person can understand. What is the level at which person can understand? Second aspect of the communication is to be accepted. Now, to be accepted means to get people to agree with you or at least listen to you seriously. Many things block acceptance, and these may include distrust, lack of empathy, or even upset state of mind. So, when you are talking to somebody and a person is not understood, you will have to analyze why your communication has not been accepted. There is something more to good communication, and that you have to analyze. Then, communication also means to get something done. Getting action involves more than simply asking or telling. When we use the machine, we all have to do is push a button. With people, you will need to explain, to convince, and follow up. Now, again, this third aspect is extremely important in a workplace. And fourth, to understand another. Understanding others is an important aspect in successful communication. You can achieve this by being constantly friendly and approachable, offer encouragement, and studying the other persons. So, we are now reduce the communication to four very simple, straightforward aims: to be understood, to be accepted, to getting the things done, to understand. Next, we come to is what do we normally convey? We convey a thought. A thought means a thought which can trickle an idea, a thought which can make other person think. That's called a thought. We can empower people. We can empower people by encouraging them to do better, by encouraging to be into a better team players. Empower means to transform. So again, this is another aspect which we like to convey. Create success. Success can be individual success, success can be a group success. Your communication to do a thing better, to change the sequence, may help a group or an individual to create success. To command. To command means to put into action what you have with you for a desired results. To create an action plan. Action plan is a sequential set of actions to achieve desired goals. Action 1, Action 2, Action 3. Result will be Action A. Action 4, 5, 6. Result will be B. Now correlate B and E. Conveying mistakes. How do you convey mistakes? Well, something has gone wrong. You are expected to convey the mistakes, and mistakes are conveyed in a different manner than a thought or an empowering. Similarly, compliment. You may like to compliment me. Well, you are talking very well, or this thing is very good. Your commitment level is good. So you are trying to compliment on this thing. So this is one more way we take. Now, this we have taken communication at a workplace. Workplace also includes business. So let's see. In a business situation, communication would mean to control group behavior. You pass certain set of instructions. The chairman passes certain set of instructions for a company to follow. What he has done is he has tried to modify the behavior of the group for a desired result. Foster motivation for better productivity. Well, you need to motivate people, you need to make them feel the necessities of achieving the goals, the targets. So you use communication to foster productivity. Provide emotional release of expression. Well, there may be trade unions who are agitated about certain things. You allow them to communicate. You allow them to vent to their grievances. You are that way reducing their pent-up emotions, and you are making them feel that their suggestions will be taken into account. To provide information to take decisions. This means that inputs are to be provided to take a decision. Let us say some technological advance has taken place. You need to inform that at various levels, maybe at the shop floor level. Some new spare parts, some new process has been introduced. You need to inform that. So that again is part of a business that only be done by through a good communication, what we had discussed earlier. Then communication also is used in generate awareness. New product or the product which is already in the market, you need to create awareness level of the product again. You need to tell about the trials, new trials which are going to be launched very shortly. They may be in different part. Then you need to convey about the product launch. Different forms of communications, maybe media, maybe different things. So product launch is a new product being launched into market. Again, the clientele is different. It's not workplace, but communication is equally important. Provide information, establish need or want. You communicate to find out, well, are you happy with your soap? Is it giving lather? Is it expensive? Is it cheap? So you are now trying to, or are you dissatisfied with so and so things? Huh? Would you like to try something which gives a better performance? What you need by communicating is to establish need and want. And by communicating, you can also bring out a product or a service comparison. A product features this, B product features this. Compare cost, compare replacement. So you may be able to generate a, comparison for enhanced sale. Positive association. You have launched a milk product. The milk product should be launched with health, child's health. So you try and create a communication so that there is a positive association. Yeah? Positive form or change of opinion. You want to create a change of opinion against smoking. So communication again is a form of providing a change in the opinion of the people. Influence the influencer. There are some people who are source credibility, who have source credibility. Maybe a famous actor, maybe a famous cricketer. So you are trying to, by your communication, influence them so that there is a chain of influence down the level and people get to act in a way you want them to act. Drive action. Establish, regain trust. Your product is losing, so you need to regain a trust again for your product. So you need to again have communication which creates a feeling of establishing or regaining trust. Well, whatever be the situations which we have taken, business, marketing, workplace, the basic the premise of being understood, accepted, getting things done and understand others remain. So try and think of communication in these four forums and try to achieve them as and when you need to do it. So one thing which you will always have to do is you will have to plan your communication. We will talk about it later, planning your communication. Okay, thank you. You can listen to the video on www.learn-through-web.com. Thank you.